Feel free to unmute yourself to ask us questions. Feel free to type in the chat bar. Like, nothing is a secret. We want to share with you what we do, how we do it, why we do it, who we are, all the good stuff. Okay, so Alyssa's going to kick us off first.
Hey, you guys, I'm Alyssa Amland, and I am from Minnesota. So I have been on this fitness, I call it a roller coaster. I think a lot of people can relate to that for quite a long time. It's probably been like 7-8 years where I've kind of teeter-tottered with getting healthy, wanting to take care of myself, and then falling off track. It just has been a vicious cycle. I was the one that bought P90X at 3 o'clock in the morning one time because I was just totally like, I needed something, and I did like 60 days. I got really good results, and then I quit. Like, I just stopped. And it was kind of like that every year after. Like, I don't know if it always was, you know, not necessarily, I wasn't a New Year's resolutions person, but come like springtime, I'd be like, okay, I'm ready. I got to make some changes. Summer's coming. And I would do that. And I would do it over and over again. I'd make it till about midsummer. We get super busy, and I'd fall off track again. And then it wasn't until last winter, so it was about December time of 2018 going into 2019. I was out shopping with my daughter, and we were shopping for clothes, and I've always hated shopping for jeans. I've always hated that. And we were I was in the dressing room. Harley was bringing me all these cute jeans that she thought would look so cute on her mama, and bless her heart. And every single time I was like, nope, that size doesn't work. And she'd go back for another size. And then it got to the point where it was like the third size she brought me. And I was super unhappy because it would have been the biggest size I've ever been. And I sat on the floor and I cried. And my teenage daughter saw me cry. And I felt like I was a failure, not only as a person, but as a mom, because I never wanted her to ever see me fall apart. Because if you are a mom, you know that you always want your kids to see you strong. You don't want to let them see you broken, because you want to let them know that it's important on how you feel about yourself, and that it shouldn't be about image. But unfortunately it is. Like, it does give us energy. It pushes us to be better. And I had hit my roadblock. That was what hit my lowest point. And I had to make a change. And I connected with Rachel and decided that I needed to start. And I was the one that signed up as a VIP/coach. I'm pretty sure I had told her the words like, I'm not going to coach right now. I just want to get the discount because I want to do the shakes, because I had ordered shakes in the past and I never drank them consistently. I was the one where I'd do like a scoop every other day to try and make them last longer and stretch them out. And I never really thought they were working. Well, duh, I wasn't drinking them every single day like I was supposed to. So I committed, and I said, okay, I'm going to drink this shake every single day. I'm going to get into a workout program. And I did Transform 20 when it first came out. And I have to say, I'm so not coordinated, but I still pushed myself through it because other girls were pushing through and showing up. And I've been doing it all the time, like ever since, like trying a different program here, trying a different program there. And it took me probably 3 weeks. I kid you not, 3 weeks until I went, oh my gosh, like I was noticing a difference on how I felt. I felt so much better. Like, it's not like physically I could see results, but I was feeling them. And I instantly felt like, why would I keep this to myself when I could share it with somebody else that could be feeling the same way that I'm feeling? And that's when I started to tell Rachel, like, okay, I do want to invite people in, but I don't think I'm ready to actually run a challenge group because I just don't feel like I have the knowledge to be able to do so. Like, I want to fuel the fire, and I want to let, you know, ladies know that if they're in the same place that I am, that other ladies are in, that if they join this community that I felt so connected to, that they would get results because of that. And so I think I was probably in Rachel's group inviting people for probably a couple months, I think it was. And then all of a sudden I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this. And here's why I felt finally confident to be able to do that, is because, you know, yes, in the beginning I was scared. Like, I was terrified because I didn't feel like I was the leader type that could engage people to really help them get results. But then I realized, like, okay, I've got all these tools from my team. I have all these tools from Beachbody themselves. Like, it is super awesome because, like, with our coaches and our team, like, there's content there. They help us put that together. But with Beachbody, it's super awesome because they actually put like challenge group guides together, and you can pick a program specific that you can run with individuals. You can pick a theme, you know, however you want to run it. But the challenge group guides are super awesome because you can use what Beachbody has put together, and they put really good information in to help, you know, guide your challengers. But then, you know, you can put your own spin on it. So say you want to run a fall theme, you can do different types of themes to like keep people engaged and keep everybody going. Like some people will do like when school year starts and homecoming comes around, and you want to do like a theme of like a spirit week. Like it's just a super fun way that you can put your own twist on things to make it where, you know, you get people engaged. Like, you know, I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I probably haven't dressed up since high school. And so getting into a challenge group can make it, you know, really super fun and get you like super involved in it. And it's weird. Like I think at Christmas time, we did like Christmas PJs, like I did in a group. And it was just, I never once thought I'd wear my Christmas PJs in a workout, and I was sweating. It was horrible, but it was fun, and it was something different, and it just gets people involved and engaged. And I will tell you guys, when you run a challenge group, like you're going to have months that like it's just really hard for everybody, and it, you know, they might not always be engaged. But I will tell you this, that when you show up, you are also a challenger. Like you're not just their coach, you are the challenger that they are watching, that they are following, that you are there to inspire them. And it may be quiet, but you may hear crickets. Like there's times when I'm running a challenge group where I'm like, is anybody even out there? You know, but then I'll message people and be like, I'm just having a really rough week, or I'm watching you, I'm doing my workouts, I just haven't had time to post. Like, and it's just being there. Like you don't have to be an expert at everything because the tools are there. It's showing up and it's being engaged and doing what's best for you, and that will feed into your challengers. So I mean, my biggest thing is that it's not a scary thing. You can rely on our team to help you. You can do what you want to do, and just, you know, always ask for help. Honestly, like I think that's the biggest thing, is that if you feel like something's not going right, you just have to ask. Or I went through like my month of July, and I was getting ready for my daughter to leave for basic training, and I was quiet like every other day, you know, like everybody knew what was going on, but I wasn't as active. Like I'd always go in there and I'd tell them like, okay, you guys, I'm trying my best, I'm doing what I can, I'm gonna show up. I need you guys to be there for me and realize that I'm gonna get back at this. Like I'm not quitting, I just need you to be there. And that's what the community is for. And if you guys have been in a challenge group and you actually use it, like actually use it in the people that are there, I think you guys can all agree with me that it is the best place that we can dial in and make it like seriously the best journey ever. So, I mean, that's really what I have to say as far as running a challenge group, because I feel like it can be scary at times, especially if you're first getting started. And it's just to rely on the help that we can provide. So you're never alone.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And I think Kimberly's going to share a little bit about our training, and maybe Kimberly could share what we're going to do for our coaches next month for as far as their first challenge group. But yeah, it is. It's. I was so scared to run a challenge group. I was so scared. But once I did it and just bit the bullet, it was fantastic. So I do love that part of what we do. All right, McKenna, you are up. You're going to talk social media, right?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'll just do a very quick intro. My name is McKenna Boyer. I've been a coach for 2 years next week, you guys. What the crap? It's been so fast. Similar story to all these ladies where what I was doing wasn't working. I got to a really, really bad place postpartum with my second baby, had a lot of weight to lose, and I felt very trapped. And Ashley Burbank is my coach, and that's how I'm here today. We went to high school together, and she had just started coaching. Posted about her group, and I had already been doing Beachbody for maybe like a year and a half at this point, and the person who signed me up had ditched me, which is not what we do. And she posted about her group, and I was like, hey, I have the things. I want to be in a group because I need some help. And she was like, have you thought about coaching? And I laughed at her. I thought that was crazy. But God led me here, and we're here today, and it's been a crazy roller coaster. I like that, let's say. It really is a roller coaster. But we hang on for the ride, and we enjoy the ride, but holy smokes, It is a roller coaster, and we're very happy that our roller coaster brought you guys here with us tonight, because that's why we share it, is to bring you here so that you can get on your own amazing, beautiful roller coaster and find the joy in the ups and the downs. So social media. A lot of people want to build a business, but social media scares them, right? Because what do we do with social media? When I started coaching, I did not have an Instagram. Okay? No Instagram, I'd never been on the platform. I had a Facebook. I only went on it like once a month and posted something about my kids. I had maybe like, a couple hundred friends, but I wasn't active on social media at all. And so when I decided to start coaching, before I even signed up, I actually started posting like a coach kind of, and just started sharing stuff to kind of like warm up to it, because I didn't want to like come out of left field and start posting all this stuff when I didn't even post anything on social media. So I kind of warmed up to it. And then a couple months later, I was like, I should probably get an Instagram. And you guys, I love Instagram. Like, I did not expect to love Instagram so much, but I do. And I've found a very big love for social media, which is funny because I didn't know anything about social media. So don't let that scare you. But I'm going to go through a couple of the ways that we use social media to create an income, okay? Social media, we like to kind of compare it to a storefront. Social media is your storefront. If someone were to walk in your store and you either didn't talk to them, you didn't have out what you were selling, like, they don't know what you're doing, they don't know how to get it, they don't know anything about it. So if you are using social media and not sharing about what you're doing, you're not going to make money. So that's why we use social media, right? It's our way to connect with people, to share what we're doing, to give them information. And so we really encourage everyone to treat your social media like a storefront, right? Talk to the people who are on there, because you wouldn't ignore customers in a store, right? And you post things that help them get to know you and trust you and build that relationship and that consistency, so they know you're legit, right? You're doing this thing. You're not just here for today and gone next week. And something that I like that Rachel always says is content creates conversations. So this is social media, right? And our job is network marketing. So both of those words insinuate that you need to talk to people and build relationships. And so with your content, it's an awesome way to start having conversations. As a team, we really don't believe in cold inviting or cold selling anybody. We're all about relationships. And that's actually one of the parts that I really like about this business and this job, that I actually sometimes spend like almost too much time on, if that's even a thing, because like I'll just sit there and I'll be in messages with people and we're talking about our kids and crazy things, and then I'm like, oh right, I need to like also bring up this. But I just love talking to people, and it's so fun to watch people and get to know people from all around the world who you never would have met. But that's important. We build these relationships of trust. We get to genuinely know people, and then we just simply invite them into what we're doing. Because if you're doing your job and keeping your storefront going, right, they know what you do. They know that you're into health and fitness. They know that you're growing a business. They know that you like to work out. They know, right? And so it's not scary when you then invite them or talk to them about your challenge groups or coaching or whatever. So sorry, I have my notes, but they're like kind of in the wrong order, but that's okay. So I want to a little bit quickly talk about posts versus stories. So with posts, we try really hard to add a lot of value and make it really like beautiful, right? That's kind of like your main, like the very front of your store, right? The thing that's going to make somebody be like, ooh, that looks really nice. She looks like she's got it together. Let's go and see what they're doing. And then your stories is kind of the behind the scenes messy part, right? Like that's where you see my kids running around. You see the mess I made. You see the flour I dropped. You see what I ate. Oh, Rachel, you're so sweet. I don't feel like I am, but I really appreciate that. And so there's different things you do with your stories versus your posts, right? So like with my posts, I do mostly value. We do a lot of value added in our posts, tips and motivation and connecting. And, then once or twice a week, we talk really hard about this is what I'm offering with my challenge group. And, but in my stories is where I invite from my stories literally every day. And it's gotten way easier to just like, it's just something I do every day. So my audience knows, and you guys are still there. They know that every night before I go to bed, I'm going to post a story about inviting to what I do. It's just what happens, right? And they're still there. They know in the morning, I'm going to post a scripture, and then I'm going to post my workout, and then I'm going to talk about something, and then they see my crazy kids, right? So it's just a great way. Both are so important for creating those conversations that lead to the things that you want to have them join your group or ask questions about coaching. But if you're not providing value and being yourself, like those aren't going to flow very well. So that's actually the last thing I have on here is you just need to be you on social media. Part of what makes this business so cool is they're not just buying Beachbody, right? They could go do that on their own, you guys. They don't need us to buy Beachbody. They could go do that all by themselves. But what they're buying is, or investing in, is you, right? They want you to coach them. They need you. They want your perspective, your unique journey, because they connected with a piece of your story that they can't get just from having Beachbody, right? But they're not going to know that if we're not showing up on social media. And so it's really an awesome platform to just be yourself. And this is something that I've really worked through the last year or so, is figuring out who I am and how to show up authentically, because that's sometimes really scary. It's really easy to copy other coaches, like mimic them and do what they're doing because that's safer, right? Because it's maybe not quite all the way you. But when I do the things that are me, and you guys, if you go down my feed enough, I've done some videos where I'm like, I can't believe I just posted that for the whole world to see, right? But like, I love it and it's fun, and you know what? That's me. And if you don't like it, peace out, right? And that's what brings people to you. That is how you help people, is by being yourself, creating that content, giving value, building trust, while talking about what you do, because what you do is part of who you are, right? And we're here to help people. I honestly use social media. Like, I wouldn't even show up on social media if I wasn't building a business. I might post once a month like I did before, but like, I love that I now have this mission to help other women love their bodies and to come closer to Christ through taking care of their bodies. And because of that, I'm not afraid to talk about what I'm doing and make money while I'm doing it. And right, like, so it's a really cool platform to get to be yourself, to build a business, to add value and create content that connects people to you, that shows why you're here and what you have to offer. And there's so many different venues or avenues and ways to do it. But it really is so important to show up on social media if this is something you want to do, because it really is the easiest way to connect with people and get a big audience and be able to show people what you have to offer. Sorry, I got a little soapboxy there.
Oh, that's really good. I love it. I love it. Hey, Ashley. Ashley is McKenna's coach. Ashley brought McKenna into the business. Do you want to share your story real fast before I talk about how we earn money?
Sure. So I started a job where I was traveling on the road. So I'm a footwear rep, and so I cover Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. So there was no gym chain that flowed through all the states that I could go to. And about 6 months into the job, I felt like I had my feet under me enough that I needed to get my act together physically, because I had gained about 10 pounds. I was eating fast food all the time on the road, and I was losing so much confidence. And like, to be a salesperson, like, you kind of need some confidence, right? So Rachel and I cross paths on good old Instagram, and I am so thankful for it, because like, I gained so much more than my confidence. Like, I gained a whole group of girlfriends through connecting with her, and I haven't met them yet, but in like 2 weeks, I get to hug each and every one of them. And I am so excited, you guys. It's going to be a blast. One of the perks about being a coach is that you can earn trips and retreats and all sorts of other cool swag. And so it's really like such a fun, amazing perk. Like, and how often do us mamas like get to go out and have a good time and just like have such a good excuse for girls weekend? Like, most of us don't take time to do that. So this is like required because it's a business trip too. I mean, it's the coolest thing. It's so awesome. So anyway, Rachel started me off. She helped me figure out the plan that I needed, and we started with 21 Day Fix. And at the end of those 21 days, you guys, I saw results, and I just felt so much better about myself, about how, how I could present myself. I felt better in my clothes. I felt better around my husband and in the bedroom, because we know that's important. And it was something that stirred in me that I had to share this, because every single woman deserves to feel this good about herself. And it's so easy to lose that confidence, and it's so hard to gain it back. But once you can commit and have that accountability, like, it's a game changer, you guys. And all of us are a testament to that. And I'm just so thankful that we're here and you're here exploring this as an option for you. And if you have any little bit of like a gut like punch that's be like, you should do this, it's a quiet whisper, like don't not listen to it, because it's only going to grow and get louder and you'll wish you would have started sooner.
Thank you. I think one of the things I love most about these calls is like, I know these women's stories, like I know their stories very well, but it always just reminds me that we're all very different. You may not look at us and think, oh, they're so different, but we really are. Like we are very different. We came in for different reasons. We started, and maybe we continue coaching for different reasons. Ashley, I remember her. I can remember in my head the visual of her 21-day fix because I remember your tattoo. That's what I remember first and foremost. I was like, she has a tattoo on her leg. That's so cool. But I remember her transformation. I remember how excited she was about that. And, her struggles with her job. And, McKenna's lost like 60 pounds, like, as, in her Beachbody journey. Kimberly is like, has the best abs ever. Lindsay was a discount coach for 2 years before she actually decided to work the business. Katie's going to tell you a little bit about herself. But we're all so different. And, I started working the business because I was getting results. I did the 21-day fix too. I think, have we all done the 21-day fix? Probably. I did like 2 rounds of it and I was like, whoa, this works. And I need accountability. I can honestly tell you, I did not start to change other women's lives. I started because I needed the accountability to stay focused on my own journey. And I knew that if I was going to post something on social media and say I was a coach, then there was no way like I was going to stop working out. There was no way I was going to stop eating healthy. I needed that like public accountability. Now, pretty quickly, I realized, just like McKenna in sharing my story on social media, God had something to say through me, right? It wasn't Rachel talking, but meek, introverted, like no social media experience. Like God had something to do through me if I was willing to let him do it. And so I just started to share, things that was taken away from Made to Crave was the first book I read. I started to pray more over my journey. I started to share my results and also share my workouts, and just little by little that confidence grew. So I think it's easy to watch each of us and say, oh, it's easy for her. She's got it all together, but we all started at ground zero. And I look at Kimberly in her van, and I can remember our first conversation of her in her van with her kid, like climbing the seats behind her. And she was like, I think I want to do this. Like, we didn't all start like with what you see today. We all just started. And so, I have seen good success as a coach, but I've been a coach for 6 years, and it's not because like there's something super special about me or honestly any of these girls. We just know why we're here, and we do the work even on the days when we don't want to. And so like, that's just really honest. Like, I want you to know that this is an awesome, incredible business. Like, it has changed each of our lives, but it's not something that just happens magically. We work really hard at what we do, and we really have to invite God into the business, just like we do into the fitness. And I feel like that's what separates us from a lot of other Beachbody teams. And we want to work with women who do want to make an impact, not just sell a product. The products are amazing. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but who wants to say, hey, this worked for me, and I know it can work for you too, right? And so how do we earn? So wait, let me tell you, well, I'll come back to the end of my story, or the current part of my story, that how do we earn an income? Alyssa talked about how we run challenge groups, and those are for people who decide to do Beachbody workouts, to use Shakeology, use the Performance Line, whatever it is that we have to offer. We bring them into our online community, and we coach them, we mentor them, we encourage them. We are not certified nutritionists or certified trainers or anything like that. Thank goodness Beachbody does all that hard work for us. We just say, hey, these are the tools I'm using. These are my results. This has worked for me. Like, I know it can work for you, and I want to cheer you on and support you, right? And so we run our challenge groups. We use social media to connect with people, to invite them, to share our story, to build our brand, essentially, which all those things we're going to teach you how to do. But we earn an income when people say yes. When another woman says, yes, I want to change my habits. I want to use the tools that you're using. I want to work out from home because my kids are crazy and I can't get to the gym, or because it's COVID time and nobody can get to the gym, like, or, we make money when people say, yes, I want to try Shakeology. It's super simple, you guys. It's a shake. You just mix it up and like go, like it's so simple for most of the people that are at the stage we're at in our lives. And so whenever we set a goal every month to help 3 women get started in our challenge groups with what we call a challenge pack. And that's access to Beachbody On Demand, Shakeology, our nutrition programs, like all the good stuff that works so well. So it's usually around $160 for someone to join us that way. And we do set a goal every month to help 3 women get started that way. And so whenever somebody buys a challenge pack from us, that $160, we essentially automatically make around $50. All right. Just so if we help 3 people every month, we earn $150, right? Just straight off the bat the first month. If you do it again next month, you earn it again. If people continue to drink Shakeology, there's that residual income, or they try Energize. Can't tell you how many people ask me about my go-go juice and try it just because I posted on social media, you guys. So, we are proof of these products. We're not just selling a product. I don't want you to think that. We don't cold invite people like McKenna said. We share, and we share what we're doing, and we invite other people to do it with us. And here's what I tell new coaches. You bought a challenge pack. Most of you guys on here probably have bought a challenge pack or invested in some way in your fitness journey. So if you're willing to, other people are too. And if we don't invite people, then they're going to go to somebody else, or they're going to try Weight Watchers, or they're going to try a gym or something else. We know what we do works. We know that it works because we're doing it ourselves, and we can be confident in inviting people. So people join us, we earn residual income, we earn commission from our customers. Everything else, like if somebody buys Energize from me, I earn 25% of what that Energize costs. Now, the second way that we earn is through what we call bonuses. So once you add a couple of people under you as coaches, whether they're just there for the discount or to build a business, you actually unlock the earning potential as a coach. So the more that you do things like this, like we are inviting you to join our teams to help you build a business. If we help you succeed, that helps us succeed, honestly. This is not a business where we just sign a bunch of people up and we leave you by the roadside to do your thing, right? We don't succeed unless we help you hit your goals. And I love that about this business. So we earn through commission, we earn through that initial bonus, we earn when we grow a team, and we teach each other how to do this business the right way. And we also earn as you grow your business, long term, you are going to tap into things like quarterly bonuses. You're going to earn trips, like Ashley said. Like I've been a coach for 6 years. I've earned 6 trips just for helping 3 women every single month join my challenge group. I've been able to take my family to Mexico. I've taken 2 cruises. I've been like all over the place. And I've been to London. Like it's just been amazing. And it's all just because I do the work here. I get up, I work out, I make my nutrition a priority. I share on social media. I spend a couple of hours a day, talking to women, inviting them to my challenge groups, pouring into my team. And that's how I have actually been able to retire from my full-time college history instructor position. I worked full-time when I started this. I definitely worked in the pockets of my day. I was not doing everything that you saw me do now. But I would spend 20 minutes after I read my devotion, just doing a little work, adding followers on social media, responding to messages, posting in my challenge group. And then after my workout, I would send 5 invites every single day to my challenge group. On my lunch break, I would check my messages, and I would maybe create some content. On my ride home from work, I would listen to my personal development. Before I went to bed, I would follow up. I would invite a couple more people, and then I would plan my post for the next day, and boom, I went to bed, right? So it was very much like I had to work this business around everything else that was going on. And today, like, gosh, that was worth it. Like, that was so worth it. I had to give up TV. I had to give up, just sleep in that extra 30 minutes, but it was so worth it because God blessed that work, and he created the life that you see me living today. And so you're not going to earn like $1,000 your first month. Could you? Absolutely. Yeah. But like, it was a slow growth for me. This is definitely a business where you put a lot in the beginning, you earn a little, and the more that you stick with it, that flips. The more that you stick with it, you actually start to earn more in relation to how much time you're putting in it, right? So now I work 4, sometimes maybe 5 hours a day, definitely not that much, but and now I am making triple what I was making as a college history instructor, a full-time college history instructor in the beginning. All right. So it's worth it. Like, it's worth it to do work that you love, to do the hard things, to stick with it. I call it that stick with itness. I think I said that in our pod today. And just continue to show up and do things that maybe push you outside your comfort zone, and definitely always set that goal of helping 3 people every single month. So if you guys have questions about how we earn, like, I can definitely tell you more, so pop your questions in the chat bar. But I know that Katie wants to talk to you guys just for a minute about her story, like Katie, why she became a coach, like what she's doing it for, that type of thing.
Hi, everyone. Like Rachel said, I'm Katie, and I live in Tucson, Arizona, almost down by Mexico. And so it's really hot and dry right now, but I have 2 kids, and they just went back to school in person last week. So we are trying to find our new normal in the midst of a different kind of atmosphere, I guess. So, and I'm here with my hubby too. So I just wanted to give you a little background of why I started coaching. But I was introduced to a 21-day fix years ago when right after my son was born, and he's 10 now. And I did 21-day fix, but I wasn't plugged into any sort of community, and I was actually kind of turned off to it. And so I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And so I just kind of was lazy and didn't do a whole lot. When my daughter was born, she is 13 now. She just turned 13, so it's hard. I got to get used to that. I was blessed to be able to stay home with her and my son when he was born. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for 13 years. And I needed women. I needed people. And I needed more than just kids around, and something to do with my life. I needed a purpose. I needed something. And I didn't quite know what that was yet. So I also knew last year, fast forward to last year, I knew that I needed to make some changes in my life, and I needed to get healthy. And I have had a great transformation, but I started as a challenger in Rachel's group. And I like to say I was a 9-month challenger turned coach, because I watched and I asked questions. I showed up at the coach calls like this one. So I was there. I just couldn't say yes yet. And I'm not really sure what was holding me back, but I was praying about it. And it just wasn't the right timing, I guess, at those moments. But I knew something was stirring inside of me. God was doing a work in me. And so about 5 months ago, it's only been 5 months, about 5 months ago, I started coaching, and I started scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know these ladies. I had no idea. And so I knew what I was looking for a little bit when I started coaching. I wanted the community, because I already fell in love with the Beachbody community through Rachel's challenge groups. And so I knew I wanted more community, be around other ladies. I knew I wanted and needed a purpose. And I thought maybe this was what God was telling me to do with my life. So I thought maybe I would try it out. I also started for selfish reasons. I needed accountability, and this has definitely held me accountable to my goals and to showing up every day. I wanted to grow, and I didn't quite know what that meant, but I knew I wanted to develop myself more. And selfishly, but it's okay. I wanted to pay for my own products. And a lot of people start there. And just to be able to pay for my products, that's not taking out of what my family needs as far as that goes. So that was a big goal for me. So that's what I expected when I started coaching. But since I started coaching 5 months ago, God has just developed this confidence in me. And I would not have been on one of these calls when I first started, but God has really done a work in me and really brought out my confidence, and that comes from Him. And I am so excited about where this is going and what He's continuing to do, and just I need to put my faith in Him for this business to grow and develop. I also, I knew I wanted community and to help women, but I've grown this huge desire. It's a huge desire now to help women achieve their goals and to push toward their dreams. And a big part of that is taking care of the bodies that we've been given. We only have one body, and we need to take care of it, and that's what we're called to do. A couple more things that I didn't expect when I started coaching, but I can look back and see now are leading by example. And just in my family, I'm changing our eating habits. My family knows that I show up every day to work out. They've watched me. I've invited them. So just in my family, I have been able to lead by example. And then learning to be a leader, learning to offer this to other ladies and have them join me. And I'm just so excited that all of you are here tonight to learn more about this. It's just been fabulous. And of course, like Ashley said, we get the joy of earning trips and incentives. And that has just been something that I thought might not happen for me, but God has blessed that. And I just show up and I do the work daily, and I'm going to the beach. Woo woo! I get to go. So I'm so excited. And yeah, that's my story. That's where God has me right now, is just helping others and excited to build this business more. So.
Love it. I love it. I love it. All the hearts, all the feels. All right, Kimberly, you're up. Are you ready?
Yes. Okay, so I'm Kimberly, and I have been a coach for about 10 and a half months. And I kind of like, my story is kind of a mixture of some of the ones you've heard. Like, I needed something for extra accountability in my own journey. I had gotten to, like, last summer was a really, really tough season for me. I had gotten to a bad spot, like physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things. And I needed change, and I needed something that was going to help me stick with it. And so, like the beginning of last summer, I felt this stirring inside that God was leading me into some sort of mentorship role, or just something, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I was thinking something along the lines in our church, but nothing was coming across that seemed to be a good fit. And so I just was trying to figure things out. And about a month or two after I started feeling that, my Instagram feed was one of Rachel's posts somehow magically appeared on my Instagram feed, and I started following and watching and reading through her posts, and started thinking that maybe coaching was where God was leading me. But I was I don't have a transformation. I eat like crap. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to run a business. I don't know how to do any of this. And so I was like, okay, no. Well, I just kept following, and I remember she reached out to me one day and commented on my youngest, I think we had taken him to Build-A-Bear or something, and she just started building a relationship. And she didn't come out and say, hey, come buy this or come coach with me. She built the relationship and built trust with me, and we started talking. And I can remember sending her all these messages, and I remember thinking she probably thinks I'm the most annoying person in the world, because I was like, okay, so what do I do about this, and how do I do this, and I'm I haven't even signed up to do it yet. And so She probably still thinks that because I ask her questions all the time. But I was just like, I don't know how to do it, but like, this is where I feel God is leading me. And so I prayed about it, talked to my husband about it, and I was like, I'm just going to go for it. And so I signed up, and the best thing about this is like, you sign up and like, I forget who said it, but you don't sign up and then you're left on the side of the road. Like, our team has amazing trainings that will teach you how to do this business and how to do all the things that we've all talked about: running a challenge group, running your social media, how to run a business, and how to earn an income. Like, you learn all those things. You're never left on your own. We have resources and train, like, different level trainings that you will go through as a coach, and it's really incredible. And so, like, when I started, I was really fearful because I didn't know what to do, and I was afraid, like, I'm gonna sign up and do this, and I'm gonna share, like, I'm coaching, and then I'm gonna fail and flop, and everybody's gonna like look at me and laugh. But thankfully, God has blessed it, and that did not happen. But the trainings that our team implements are just incredible, and they walk you through step by step how to work this business. And we work from a tracker called our business activity tracker, and it gives you like tasks to do throughout your day every single day. And we call those our vital behaviors, and we teach you how to do that, how to invite people to your challenge group, how to grow your following on Instagram and Facebook, and how to connect with people, and like McKenna said, how to create content that generates conversations, and how you build those relationships. And yes, it's scary, and yes, it's overwhelming at times, but you're never alone. There's always somebody that can answer questions. There's always somebody that can share a resource. And it's just incredible to be a part of a team that is so like community minded. Like, we want to help each other succeed. And it's not like, oh, I've got to do this for me, so I can't help her with that question right now. No, it's like, you answer a question, or you ask a question, and somebody's on it like that. And I can remember, like, when I first started, like, my stories, and I'm not McKenna. My stories are not great, but but when I first started, they were really bad. And I remember, like, looking at Rachel's thinking, how does she do all those things? Like, but they share, like, all these stories, like the series that you see, like, we share templates with each other, and we share ideas, and we bounce questions off each other, and it's really, really good. But next month we have decided to do a new training for our new coaches, and I'm so excited about it. So it'll be a month long, and we're going to have different tasks for you to do, and different, like, there's going to be a weekly call for the month. Every week you'll have a call, but then there'll also be live training throughout the week. We're going to have fun little contests and prizes and challenges and things like that. So it's going to be really fun. But I know one of the things that Alyssa talked about when running a challenge group is when you first start up, like, I remember being so fearful of, like, not knowing what to post in a challenge group content wise, and like not having anybody in there to run a challenge group with. And so I, like a lot of other people on here, like, I invited to Rachel's at first, which was so good and so helpful. And she guided me through that, and like helped me gradually gain the confidence. And like, I would take a couple days, and she would help me with posts and things. But what we're going to do in our new training next month, is have like a common challenge group for all our new coaches. And so we're going to help you guys lead that and teach you how to do that. But you guys are going to run it together. And so you're not going to be on your own. You're going to be doing it alongside each other. And I think it's just going to be a really, really good way for you guys to learn, but also to build that community of a team, and just build those relationships together and have that to go through together. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. What else? I think that's all. I mean, like, so we have our new coach training, and then once you go through that and you're like doing the things and you're feeling more comfortable, then you'll move into like our phase 2 training. And so there's trainings all along the way. Like, you're always learning, and you're always growing and challenging yourself and stepping outside your comfort zone, because that's how you grow. Like, I still, like, I don't know, I shared this the other day on my Instagram feed. Like, I hate doing Instagram lives. I hate them so badly. Like, I always get like sick to my stomach when I get ready to go do it. And it takes me like 15 minutes to hit the start button, but it like, it makes you grow. Like, you get better at it, and it just makes you grow and develop your, confidence and strengths, and develop your weaknesses. And so it's just, this whole business, this whole coaching thing has been incredible for me, and has, like Katie, like, God has given me a confidence, and I have just like grown so much. Like, my faith is so much stronger than it has ever been. And just like the personal development aspect, like, I never was into personal development before, and I was never a reader before, but I've been doing it pretty much every day for the last 10 months, and I can't even begin to tell you like what a difference it's made. So I, like everybody else, I'm so glad that you guys are all here to learn more about coaching, because I hope you can tell that we all love it. And I know what it can do for, what it has done for me, and I know it can do things for you guys too. But just know, like, you're never alone. There's trainings for everything. We're a team, we're a community, and we are all so glad that you're here.
Yes. And that kind of segues into like wrapping up this call. So, Kimberly said, I love how she said that, like, you start with one training, you get that down pat, then we're going to push you into something else, and you're going to do something new, hairy and scary. And I don't even know where I read this. It was in one of my personal developments, but it was about the 1%, like the people who are willing to do or grow 1% every day. And that may mean that, like, you drink 10 more ounces of water than you did yesterday. It's not like life changing in the moment. It may mean that you read like 10 more minutes of personal development next week, every single day, or even just for the week, the whole week, you add 10 more minutes of personal development. Or maybe you invited 5 people to a challenge group last week, and next week you invite 6, right? That's not like groundbreaking, like life changing behaviors, right? But it's the people who are willing to start, first of all, to start. That's the scary part too. And to like, let us train you, let us teach you. We always, you guys, like, we always lead you by example. We're not going to ask you to do something in your business that we are not willing to do ourselves. Yes, the compound effect. That's perfect, McKenna. Like, we want to work with people who are, like, I don't know anybody who's ever come into this business who stuck with it, or who didn't, who wasn't scared in the beginning. Like, honestly, we all start exactly the same, but we are looking to work with those women who are willing to be the 1%, who are willing to like to do a little bit extra next week, or set their goal a little bit higher the next month, or like, just understand that good change happens slowly, and it also happens a little bit under fire. You got to put your feet to the fire to grow and to be refined. But we love what we do. Like, if you can't tell that from hearing our stories and our energy, like, we love what we do, and we want to work with people. Like, I tell my team all the time, at the beginning of 2020, I'm looking at my vision board, I prayed and like just asked God what he wanted me to do for my team. Like, what did he want to do for my team? And he planted this desire in my heart, this prayer in my heart, that, like, I would grow a team of women who really love to do the little things, the things we have to do every single day. The things like, growing your following, connecting with that new woman, inviting people, following up, pouring into your challenge groups. Those are the things we do every single day. The trips may be fun. The walking across stage may seem super cool, but really and truly, I wanted to build a team of women who are in love with just doing the work, because it makes an impact. And so if you have this like little tug in your belly, if you have this like gut feeling, if you're like, okay, I think I'm supposed to do this, but I'm not really sure how or why or what's going to happen, that's okay. Like, that's how we all started. And we want to bring you into our tribe. We want to work with you. We want to teach you. We want to lead you by example. And we want you, if it's God's will, to grow, that coaching would help you grow into the woman that God has created you to be. Because that is like a comment. We may be all different. We may have all started differently and be at different parts in our business. But I would say that the common theme is that God has used coaching in each of our lives to allow each of us to make much of him, through the success that we have, through even the failures that we have, and he has used it to help us to be more confident in him. And so that's what we want to help other women do. We do work hard. We love our work, even if we work an hour a day or 4 hours a day. Each of us works hard, and we want to help you guys to just fall in love with the work, and yes, earn an income, yes, provide for your family, yes, lead your family by example, all those wonderful things. But we want to teach you how to do it, and we want to help you grow a business that you can be proud of and that you can use to honor God by serving other people. So I think that was all I was supposed to talk about. But that's it. We kept it at 15 minutes. That's not bad. It's in your court. The ball is in your court. Whether you're watching this recording or watching it live, we want you to reach out to the person that invited you here. Our new coach kickoff call is a week from tomorrow. And then the 3rd, September 3rd, we'll start our new coach training and all the awesome stuff we have coming your way. So reach out to the person who invited you here. Ask them questions if you have questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Tell them what you want to do. You could choose to be just a discount coach, and that's great. We have a lot of people that love the products, want to save 25%. There are people who are hobby coaches, and they post on social media, and they help a couple of people every month. Then we have what we call business builders, people who can commit a couple of hours a day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday, start to share, aim to help 3 people every month, start to run your challenge groups after a couple months, and then you'll be here with us inviting other people to your awesome team too. So those are kind of the 3 levels that you can come into this business. So reach out to your coach, the person who invited you here, tell them what your goals are, and we look so forward to welcoming you to our new coach training in September and all the good things that come after that. Okay? Does anybody have questions before we go? Or did I miss anything, you guys? All right. That is it. I'm going to go change out of my pajama pants and my fancy top and go to bed. Seriously. That's what I have on. All right. Bye, you guys. We'll see you soon.